So I'm gonna make a tag today that uses some Emboss Resist, and I'm starting out with my Versamark ink pad, the star stamp here. This is from the Perfect Pennants stamp set. It's right here. And I have two embossing powders. I keep my embossing powders in these Tupperwares, and I use a plastic spoon to help sprinkle the embossing powder onto my cardstock, and it's so much easier in terms of cleanup. It's a great solution for me. I have my white embossing powder and my clear embossing powder, and I'm going to use both of those today. And then I also have a piece of Coastal Cabana. This is 2 inches wide, or just under 2 inches, by the whole length of an 11-inch sheet of cardstock. And I picked this size so that it will fit into my tag topper punch here. So it's just under 2 inches is the width that you need for this. And I'm going to make multiple tags while I'm stamping. I figured I might as well make enough to make more than one. So I'm either going to get, I'm not sure how long I'm going to want my tag to be. I'm either going to get 2 or 3 out of this sheet of cardstock. Using my Versamark ink, I'm going to stamp about half the number of stars that I want on my finished project. And I'm only doing about half right now because I'm going to go back and stamp some more. And I'm going to sprinkle my clear embossing powder over all of these stars that I've stamped so far. And I want to make sure that I really tap off any extra embossing powder that gets stuck where I don't want it to be. And now I haven't heat set those yet. I'm going to go in with my Versamark again and stamp the remainder of the stars until I have all the stars stamped that I want on my finished piece. And I'm going to sprinkle white embossing powder over all of those stars. And again, make sure to completely tap off any extra embossing powder or any powder that gets where I don't want it to be. Now I'm going to use my heat tool to set the embossing powder, and you just want to heat it just until it turns shiny and smooth. You don't want to overheat it or you can burn it. You can kind of see on here, I got sort of an effect that I was not anticipating. There are some little white granules that got stuck into the clear embossing. So I maybe should have heat set in between, but I have done multicolor embossing this way before and I haven't had any problems. But I'm not really too upset about it. I think it's going to give me kind of a cool look on the finished project. So we're just going to keep going. This is where the resist part of the technique comes in. I'm using my Night of Navy ink pad and my brayer. And remember when you're inking your brayer that you don't want to go back and forth like this, because then you're only going to ink up just a small portion of your roller. You want to go either down, forward, and up over and over and over again like that. Down, forward, up, or down, backwards, and up. You want to go always in one direction. So ink up your roller of your brayer until it's well inked. Sorry about all the shadows. I'm filming this later at night than I usually like to. And I'm just going to roll this over the top of my cardstock. And I'm just going to keep going. Until I get a nice, even dark blue color that I'm happy with. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that navy color. And now I'm just going to take a plain paper towel and buff over the image, over the stamped images. And what that's going to do is remove any So you can see how much ink was stuck over top of that embossing powder. And I definitely do like the way it looks with the clear sort of mixed in a little bit with the white. I think that is a fun look, especially with the stars. I'm using my mister and I'm misting some plain water into my hand, and I am going to flick that all over my emboss resist piece here, and that's going to add to sort of the fun stellar background. And once it's dry, you'll see that there's a great sort of splatter pattern on the tag as well as the embossed stars. So you can see after it's dry how fun that splatter, that's just water, and how cool that looks, especially with the stars. I love that look. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish up the tag now. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and stick that into my tag topper punch and punch the top. I love these. I have a 1-inch strip of Whisper White that I'm going to do my personalization on, and this is a sneak peek of a brand new stamp set from the 2014-2015 catalog. The stamp set is called Work of Art, and you'll be able to order it in June. I'm using Strawberry Slush, and what I'm doing here is a test stamp. That's really important when you have a brand new stamp, to kind of get that rubber going and make sure that you know how it's going to stamp for you. And then I'm going to stamp it twice onto my Whisper White cardstock. I'm using a retired alphabet stamp to stamp a little monogram on my tag, and I'm inking that up with Versamark ink, and I'm going to emboss that using gold embossing powder. I'm going to stamp it right over top of those Strawberry Slush sort of paint splatters that we stamped earlier. And then I will just sprinkle on my gold embossing powder, shake off the excess, and heat it with my heat tool. And here you can see how awesome that looks now that it's all embossed. And here's my finished tag. You can see that I adhered the little personalized banner and some gold sequin trim, as well as some of the retired Coastal Cabana stretch ruffle trim. And here is my tag in action on a pretty little package. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about this project, please visit my blog or leave a comment below. And until next time, happy stampin'. Bye-bye.